a bit on our press review, and it has been making headlines for the past few weeks. It told boys are unfairly punished for consensual sex. This is according to judges, and the girl is branded a victim and guided to turn against her youthful paramour, while the boy, Juliet's Romeo, is branded a villain, and more often than not they're thrown into jail. So a lot of stakeholders have been trying to find a solution to this, because they're both, it takes two to tango, and they're both young people. They need redirection, but it is perceived that the measures taken up against the boy child are quite severe. Now, what do you feel about this story, Honorable Manzo?
Yes, you know, as a lawyer, I've experienced this, and
yes.
First of all, the Penal Code provides that a young boy of 12 years is capable of, you know, sexual knowledge. And therefore, that's where the trouble begins, because you can see the age goes up to 12, and yet age of majority is 18.
Yeah.
In fact, currently, and you know, this sort of cases, we have very many young people in jails, and some of them who have lost their lives because they've been convicted in courts. Recently, I was in a Gong court when some high school boys were brought to court, and they were said to have assaulted a girl in a party. And when the charge was read to this boy, first of all, he quickly admitted, and the magistrate had to take time to explain again to this young man that whatever is facing you has very serious consequences. So he's now saying it wasn't me, it was other boys. So the activity did happen, but we could not pin down exactly who. First and foremost, it is a responsibility of parents. You must know where your child is and what they're involved in, and you must counsel them correctly so that they know the consequences. And again, although the judges have found that two age mates, let's say 17, who get involved in a consensual sex, you must establish first there was consensus, although they are minors. And probably we need to amend the law sufficiently to be able to create equality, because the Constitution of Kenya does not foresee discrimination. Therefore, it's a matter you must deal with case to case, because you'll have boys where there was consent in both parties, and you'll have boys who have molested girls. So if the boys actually have molested girls, and it has happened, and there are quite a number of cases now. In fact, we have a lot of young people rotting in jail over this matter, and even traditions and customs, even a lot of men who think it's not an offense, and they are surprised that we have jailed them for life. So we need a lot of education on this area, and we need to relook at the law to make sure there is a balance, because we have a lot of people in jail who probably should not be in jail.
And you know, when it gets to certain levels, ignorance is no different.
There's no excuse
excuse. And this is based off of a story of a 26-year-old herds boy who was jailed when he was 17 for having consensual sex with a girl who was 2 years younger than him, and now he has been released after it was found out that the interaction was consensual. Honorable Baraza.
There is a very big problem in the sense that we know for a fact that tangling is a game reserved for adults. And then we have two angles. The law stipulates an adult to being a person that is above 18.
18 years.
We have cultural practices and beliefs in very many communities, Western community, the Luya, the Luos, and even Kamba, that when a person is circumcised, he is initiated into manhood. That now you have become an adult. You will no longer live with your parents, but you should live separately. So when young boys are circumcised at the age of 10, 11, then psychologically they begin to see themselves adults. Then they begin engaging in those tangling, engaging in sex, and you cannot expect them to go and have sex with elder sisters of 20, 18, but they will have sex with the people they grew up. So the girls that they grew up with, the same boys, not their age mates, they will also have a sense of maturity. You know that because we grew up together with Dan Manzo. Dan Manzo is now circumcised into manhood, is now a man. He no longer lives with his parents, and so I'm also mature. I'm a fruit that people should try to see whether it's is fit for eating, sampling, or not. So we can, we really have to realign our laws with some cultures.
Yeah.
If you go to a country like Botswana, Botswana has got 2 houses. We have the National Assembly, then we have, it's called the House of Chiefs. It's called Ntia Dugosi, where these chiefs, these are basically the elders.
Right.
They will look at the bills that will affect culture to be able to realign with them with culture. It's very, 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 very important, because whether you like it or not, the cultural beliefs of our community will override, psychologically will override the laws of the country. For example, you can't tell a Bukusu man that you are only mature when you are at the age of 18. The Bukusu man will always believe that he is mature after being circumcised, and there is that ceremony where you have with the wazes after you are being circumcised, you are told what to do, including seducing a girl who is not married. You are told a married woman is a closed door, but that one that is not married is an open door. So you are free from, immediately from that ceremony, you are free to begin making advances to
and many
girls.
of those are under the age of
18. Most of them are under the age of 15, age of 11. Because if you are circumcised at the age of 15, by the age of 15, if you are not circumcised, you are more likely to be circumcised by force.
You're considered late. So those are some of the intricacies of this particular debate, and I would be interested